the pod bay doors.
Seasons, greetings, and welcome to another exciting episode of your favorite podcast. That, of course, is the Cinematic Travelers Podcast. I am your intrepid movie-exploring host, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, my slack-jawed millennial co-host, Tyler and Sean. And this week, and just in time for Christmas, we are doing a movie that is synonymous with the holiday season ever since it came out in 1983. And that is, of course, the classic film A Christmas Story, directed by Bob Clark, which one of my co-hosts shockingly has never, ever seen. I did not even think that was possible. He must have grew up not having a TV or something.
It's me.
It's Sean. Speaking of my co-hosts, I guess I'll formally introduce them. Of course, since we said his name already, I've got my nephew-in-law, Sean. How the hell are you tonight?
I'm good. I am good, Chris.
All right. Way to bring the fire, my friend.
I'm here.
Let me ask you. Let me put you in the place of our young hero for this film. It's leading up to Christmas. What is that one present at 10 years old that you are praying is underneath of that Christmas tree?
Oh, man. Probably whatever gaming console was out at my time. Like an Xbox.
Xbox.
An
all
Xbox
right.
360.
An Xbox 360.
With a couple of controllers. Maybe a whole set. Like a headset,
nice.
everything.
He's asking for a bit
I'm going to be
much.
greedy.
Well, hey, go big or go home. And that brings us to our other host. That, of course, is my son, Tyler. How the hell are you tonight?
I am fantastic.
Outstanding. Now let me ask you, put you in the place of our young hero, Ralphie. And you are 10 years old. You are rushing downstairs to see what's under that Christmas tree. What is it that you want to be under that tree so badly?
Well, since he stole my answer, I will say a drum set. That would be awesome as a 10-year-old.
Drum set. God bless him. Some parents would be upset with that, but I was pro drum set. Of course, when I rush down and look under the tree, I want to unwrap Scarlett Johansson. So I do want to apologize to all of our regular listeners. We are a little late with this episode. That is my fault because I had, I guess, the flu for about a week. Oh my God, it was brutal. I will let you youngsters know as you age and you get sick. Oh my God. I felt like
I'm already just a child when I'm sick.
it was awful. I felt like I was at death's door. I was waiting for the supernatural anesthetist to show up and take me to the other side. I was at death's door, my friends. But you know what? As I was looking at the Grim Reaper as he was entering my room, I realized how many people would be happy if I passed away. And out of sheer spite, I rose like Lazarus from the pit to come back and do this podcast with you all. I will say my voice sucks, so I'm going to throw this over to Tyler. Please tell everybody how they can get in touch with us and all that fun stuff.
We're on Instagram at Cinematic Travelers Pod. We have an email, which is the Cinematic Traveler Pod, right?
We got a new one. The Cinematic Travelers at gmail.com.
Cinematic Travelers at gmail.com.
To make it easier for everybody out there to get in touch with us.
Please,
They can
say
also
something.
leave comments. Yes, whatever you're listening to the show on. Like,
get
subscribe,
involved.
follow. God, we could use some subscribers and some reviews. That would be great. That way we can let these young fellas know how they're doing.
We're also on Spotify, Cinematic Travelers.
Apple.
And Apple.
I've even
And
got
Apple.
us on YouTube now, so look at there. You got
Oh,
plenty of ways
YouTube.
to
A lot of
listen to
links.
us, see
There's
our
no
pretty faces.
excuses.
There's no excuses.
You can come see our
Join the
gorgeous
cult.
faces on YouTube.
Well, at least one of our gorgeous faces. I don't know about the rest of them. But anyway, all right. We got all of that out of the way. So let's go ahead and talk about A Christmas Story.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
And as I mentioned, this did come out in 1983, directed by Bob Clark, who my young co-hosts have learned because we did a guest spot on another podcast, Reels of Cinema, with our friend Frank. And we know that Bob Clark directed another classic Christmas film, a little bit different than this one, which was entitled, anybody?
Black Christmas.
There
Black
you
Christmas.
go. All right. So definitely go check us out on that show. Frank over at Reels of Cinema. We had a great time. And yes, we talked about Bob Clark's first Christmas story. Now we're going to talk about a more family-friendly version. I did say this came out in 1983. The budget was $3.3 million, roughly around there, which in today's dollar would be around $10 million.
That's crazy.
And its overall gross was $20 million back in 1983, which sort of comes out to around $65 million in 2025. So it was a moderate little hit there.
Yeah.
I think it gained more life in home video, and then was it TBS or TNT? One of them shows it back to back to back to back on Christmas
Damn.
Eve every year.
Does it still generate revenue as it's being shown like on TV like that?
Yeah, I'm sure they get residuals and stuff. I'm sure it's not much, just little
Okay.
checks here and there. So, but yeah, they still get. I would assume they've signed some contract or something in the legal work with the distribution and all that.
God, could you imagine just getting in one hit movie that gets played for the next 50 years over and over? You just get checks in the mail.
Constantly, right? Yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nuts.
I've seen some videos of people that get residuals and the checks are like for $5-10.
Yeah.
Like some of them aren't like anything crazy,
Oh, okay.
which is weird. But I'm sure Christmas Story does.
I
I'm
guess
sure Peter Billingsley is sitting quite comfortably
Well,
right now.
he kind of transitioned from Chaucer. He was so big back then. He was started out in I want to say Burger King commercials or something. I remember him as a kid. He was in something before this, and then it just kind of he was the it kid for a while after this movie, and then of course they all grow up, and he's actually become more of a producer.
Okay.
He has appeared in a couple of movies I know you all have seen. He was in Iron Man.
What? Really?
Yeah, and
Who
he
did he
was
play?
in
Yeah.
Spider-Man. What's the one where he goes over to Europe? That's not No Way Home. That's Far From
Far
Home.
from home. Far from home.
He was also in Elf. He was one
I
of the
love
elves in Elf. Yeah. So he's still he's mostly produces with John Favreau. They produced a lot for a while.
Ah. Yeah, he was in a Christmas Story Christmas, right?
Yes,
or
that
a
was
Christmas story or something like 3 years ago.
Christmas Story.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a terrible, terrible sequel. So we won't even talk about that. All right. So
All
again, directed by Bob Clark, adapted from a story from Gene Shepard, who also serves as the narrator for this film. I love the title for the story. It's In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash. That's a great title.
God,
So I know what you're asking out there. What is this movie all about? And since my throat is raw right now, I'm going to let Sean tell us everything about this movie. Shouldn't be that hard. Come on, Sean. Bring it home for me.
So there's a little boy named Ralphie who lives with his parents and his brother Randy, right? That's his, yeah.
I think so.
And he wants a Red Ryder BB gun for Christmas. I mean, that's like the whole plot of the movie.
There you have it. There you have it. This is going to be a very short episode. Yes, all sorts of mayhem ensues in this quest for his Red Ryder BB gun, but that is, in fact, the plot of this film. So we are going to be breaking this down into our positives and negatives, and then we'll give our overall verdict for the film. Like I said, I've seen this movie. I remember I didn't see it when it came out, but I remember it coming out on videotape, and we watched it constantly. Tyler, I know, bless your heart, you've seen this movie countless times because I always put it on. It's one of the ones I enjoy. But Sean, I just don't know how.
I don't know. Just never got around
Did you
to it, I guess.
grow up? Your parents were like pagans or something? They wouldn't.
No
You'd go
Christmas
out and do
Story.
sacrifices
No
for the week's
SpongeBob.
responses.
Was it a rule that you couldn't watch Christmas Story? Because I know it was a rule for no SpongeBob. But
Oh no. It just this was a movie that like they didn't even talk about. I'm sure they've seen it,
Damn.
But they never like put it on or anything.
I feel so
So,
sad
yeah.
for you.
I
I
know.
feel so sad. Well, hopefully it warms your heart. So, saying that, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the positives of A Christmas Story.
I triple dog dare
And
you!
Shoot your eye
this
out.
episode is just off the rails already. I'm sorry for our audience. This is what happens when we take time off. All right, Sean, since you're new to this movie, tell us what you loved about it.
One of the big things that I really liked was kind of, I think you mentioned it like 5 minutes ago, the narration. I love movies that have narration behind it. I don't know why. It gives it more of like a very like homey feel. But yeah, the narration was great. I thought the tongue sticking on the pole scene, I see why that's iconic now. Like that was pretty funny. That was a funny scene.
Triple dog dare you.
Yeah,
Triple
that
dog
whole
dare
like they put you in the perspective of a kid's brain so well, and that's something that I really enjoyed about it. I like how comforting it was. It was very cozy. I was very cozy on the couch watching this movie.
Go into more detail for our female listeners out there. I was bundled up in my blanket.
So bundled up.
With a cup of cocoa.
The humor, like I said, the humor is simple, but it works. It's funny. I love the parents, the whole family dynamic. They felt real, like actual parents. The dad, I think, was probably the funniest character. Everybody told me that the dad reminds them of Pop, and I was really excited to see the comparison there. And it's like super spot on how similar they are. Let's see.
Yeah, very relatable characters. That's for damn.
Yeah. I don't have many notes for this movie, honestly.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, not many. I'm
sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just so sorry. I don't know what's going on. They blew their wad on the other episodes, I guess. Tyler's gonna save us though. Tyler, tell us all the great things that you love about this movie.
All right. So from growing up watching the movie, it was a nostalgic movie for me. So, I enjoyed watching it. I like the Christmassy feel. Like, I feel like sometimes nowadays, Christmas doesn't feel like Christmas much anymore. It's just kind of another holiday where you're spending a bunch of money and, you got to get
Very
together
true.
with everybody and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, like, watching a Christmas movie, I don't know, made it feel like Christmas. So it's
There
good.
you go. Was it cozy? Were you
It was
cozy too?
It was so
Were you
cozy. I
also
was watching it on
bundled
my
up?
lunch break. It was so
Bundled up?
nice.
Did Sean bring you a cup of cocoa?
We were yes.
Let's see here. I found it funny that Ralphie's little brother, I forgot his name already.
Randy.
Randy. Randy.
He was hilarious.
I liked his outfit for the snow. Looked like the Michelin Man. And I'm like, why is he bundled up like that? And then Ralphie's not. I get, yeah, he's younger or whatever.
Because
But
he was the baby.
Such a
That's what I
baby.
would think. He was the baby. I can't put my arms down.
one thing I noticed, like, from one of the first scenes where the kids are in the classroom, they're all bundled up together, and a couple of them walk away, and they all look at the camera and they're smiling. And they're like making faces, and it's just funny to me to think like they're probably filming. And they're like, "Oh, I'll make sure I look at the camera so you guys know I was in a movie."
Want to get their 5 seconds of fame.
Yep. I liked his first daydream, Ralphie's first daydream about having the gun, and he's like, it's all the robbers outside.
yeah.
They're hiding behind this skinny pole, the swing set pole, and he's like spitting dip.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
yeah.
in his head, he's an adult, but obviously he's a kid.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Nope.
He actually, I read it behind the scenes. One of the crew members gave him actual tobacco
Oh shit.
for the scene, and he got very sick.
Yeah.
So
That's
then they
crazy.
switched to raisins. He had raisins in his mouth, and that's what it made the spit brown. So I guess it was like that. But yeah, I read that. I was like, damn, that was 1983.
Yeah. No one cared. It's all good.
There you go, kid. It'll put hair on your chest.
The tongue stuck to the pole scene. It's classic.
It's
and
a
it taught
classic.
me to never lick an icy pole. I always thought about it, but
You've got to avoid licking those icy poles, Tyler. Especially at some of the clubs you visit.
Whoa. Relax.
Yeah, Tyler.
The least you can worry about is getting stuck to the pole. Maybe picking up some kind of fungus. I don't know. Them places you go. Ugh.
Scott Farkas, the
Scott.
bully. I thought he was the ugliest little kid in that movie.
Oh, dude,
Squinty
yeah. He
eyes.
was...
I mean, he looked like a fox. I know he had like a fox hat on, but he looked like a fox visually.
Yeah.
I loved when he got beat up. Every time I watch that movie, I love it when he gets beat up.
You root for him to get beat up.
Yes.
You're like, yeah, Ralphie.
Yeah. And then I like that his mom didn't give a shit. Like she sees him, beating the crap out of this kid, and she's like, "All right, we're going home." Doesn't even check on the kid. Probably need
Nope.
to.
She covers for him and everything too.
Covers
Doesn't tell
for him
the
and
dad.
everything. They got a little bonding moment.
And the leg lamp.
The major award.
The major award. I enjoyed that scene when they're delivering it because it's really funny to me that it says this side up, and then they lay it down on his side and they just like flop it. Fragile.
They almost crush his wife with the box when they're bringing it in.
I don't know if you noticed, but when he's digging through it to, I guess, find the pieces of the leg and everything, there's not a whole lot of hay on his back or packing material on his back.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to them looking at him, and then it cuts back, and he's covered in it. It was like a 2-second span, and now he's covered in it.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Must be Italian.
He was so proud of that lamp too. I like how it continues through the movie. There's like the controversy of the lamp and when she breaks it, whether she did it on accident or not. And
Yeah,
it's like,
turning it
we're
on and
jealous
off.
of that lamp.
Gotta save
And then
the
when they
light
first
bill.
put it together, and Ralphie's standing there, and he kind of puts his hand on it. And he's like, "Oh, yeah."
It's a major award. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
I love Ovaltine.
That one made me laugh. I don't even know what Ovaltine is.
Oh God,
Chocolate milk.
it's delicious. Yeah, it's chocolate. It's like chocolate powder that you mix in milk, and it's so good.
Oh, okay.
Like you think Nesquik is good? Ovaltine's better.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Sean's throwing out some bold statements there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Ovaltine.
That's a good one. I've had both. I can't say which one's better though.
You know the kid standing in line for Santa, and he's got the pilot glasses on.
Yeah.
I like Santa. That was Sean. That was Sean. as a kid. I like the Wizard of Oz.
I like the prequels. I like Anakin.
I like the prequels.
I love Ralphie's just dealing with that kid. He's like, yeah, like he's a grown up next to this kid. He's like,
Yeah.
shut up, kid.
That's funny. I always thought that the scene with Santa Claus, I don't know why, but in my memory, it was towards the beginning of the movie
Okay.
and not towards the end of the movie. So I was actually watching the movie, and I'm like, well, did I miss it here? Like, where's the scene at? It's kind of expecting it to come up, but let's see here. I liked that on Christmas Day, to your point, the dad, I think, is a spitting image of Pop. Like, just all the mannerisms are the same. They talk the same. It's just funny to me. But him being kind of like a proud dad on Christmas Day was nice. Not him being some jackass.
very
or whatever.
heartwarming.
Yeah. Like, oh, he cares. He does love his child. That's
Yeah.
good.
It's a nice twist. We usually get Hollywood loves their bad dad tropes.
Yeah.
And a lot of movies with bad dads, so it's nice to see one that kind of shows a good dad.
And then the Chinese restaurant.
The Chinese restaurant.
The Chinese restaurant.
The Chinese restaurant.
Do we want to talk about the Chinese restaurant?
I don't know. I don't want to get us canceled or nothing. But a little
we ain't
subtle
got food
racism in there. Fa-ra-ra-ra-ra.
You think though? I don't know. I guess,
I think it's like for the time, yeah.
but
it's
I don't
a little...
feel like the scene is making fun of anybody as
It
far
doesn't-
as like, them being the family, like, oh, these, Asian,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, it was wholesome, but also
Even though
like
the owner of the restaurant he's laughing because he knows that they sound
a little funny.
but they're trying
Super like self-aware too, I think.
and the family's
I don't-
happy and it's their first Christmas, the Chinese Christmas. They'll always remember it.
That's
It
true.
kind of feels like a positive, but yeah,
No,
can
I don't
see.
think of it as like, aggressive racism or anything like that. But it was fun.
All right,
There might be.
Yeah, all right, I'll agree with that. But
Let's see here.
behind the scenes, the mom, Melinda Dillon, she was the only one in that scene they didn't tell that the duck was going to have its head still attached.
I
Is
could
that
tell
why
she
she
had
was
mixed
laughing the whole time?
emotions.
So when they put it down and she jumps, yeah, that was her real reaction to everything.
Okay. Because she's sitting there like laughing after they cut the head off of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, she looked scared, and then now she's laughing, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it for me. Those are my positives.
All right. Well, very good. Very good. You had a little more than Sean. Anyway. All right. My positives for this movie. Let's try to steer in a different direction. I'm going to break it down a little bit more. I like the acting in the film. This is a movie that rests solely on the shoulders of not only Peter Billingsley as Ralphie, but a lot of child actors in this movie, because you're spending a lot of time with these kids, and they don't feel like they're giving bad performance. They feel very natural. They feel like they're kids and how they would react to things. It doesn't feel forced or anything like that. They don't feel like they're getting fed their lines or reading off cue cards. You really believe them as kids and how they would react to things. Like you said, Ralphie's got his overactive imagination. And when you were kids with your buddies, you're always daring each other to do stupid shit and see who could do it. And then if somebody got some trouble, you're all just like looking out for yourself. Nobody's confessing to anything. I always feel bad for is it Schwartz that he gets after he says, "Oh, fuck."
Yes.
And then his mom calls and she just starts, you can hear her on the phone. I can't do anything.
That was so funny.
Like, just imagine that poor kid sitting there. Also, he's getting his ass whipped because he said a word that he didn't
Like
say.
demonic noises coming out of that phone, dude. I swear.
So I think all of those performances are great, and they needed to be in this movie, like I said, because you're following the kids more than anything. But again, I will reiterate what you say about the parents. I think they do a great job. Melinda Dillon as the mom, she was sort of, especially at that time in her career, it seemed like she was a mom in everything. She was a mom in this, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. She was a mom. And there was another one. Oh, Harry and the Hendersons. She was the mom in that as well. So she had very maternal instincts, I guess, that came across on the screen. I like that she's stern, and she does have her, you're going to follow the rules and stuff. She's also exhausted because she has to do all of this bullshit that, like they said when they're at the table, he's like, my mom hasn't had a hot meal in 5 years because she has to get up every time they want something. But they also have that great moment where, like you said, after he has the fight with Farkas, and she doesn't, I don't know, she tells us on him, but she doesn't, she just
tries to
pushes it aside. Yeah, she makes it out like nothing so that he doesn't get in big trouble. So yeah, they have that bonding moment. So you see, the stern parent side as well as the loving parent, also the exhausted parents from Christmas and having to do all the shit that they have to do with the presents and running around and all that fun stuff. Of course, Darren McGavin as the old man, he steals the movie. He's great in it, start to finish. I think you've mentioned my dad, or as you call him, Bob, and how much he acts like it. I think probably everybody that watches that movie can go, oh, that reminds me of my granddad or my dad or something. How they would react. And I think, as much as he's funny when he says stuff, I think just his reaction to things facially, with his facial expressions, are just probably when he's at when they're unwrapping the presents, just the looks he gives, but she puts the bowling ball in his lap.
Or like when the little brother's under the sink and he sees him crawl out and he's like, what the hell?
Every time he
Whatever.
looks at the little brother, he's just like, oh God. Or when Ralphie comes downstairs in the pink bunny outfit, his dad's the first one there to be like, oh God. Just the way he looks, it's like, why are you making my son wear that shit? So yeah, he steals the movie for me. I think that's what makes this movie great, is that you can watch it when you're a kid and you can really identify with the kids in the movie, because we all wanted that toy under the present or under the Christmas tree that we chased, and we did all those weird, like I said, you had your buddies at school and all that. So you can identify with that. But then as you get older, like you said, you can see your family in it, or you can see yourself in it, or moments in your life where you can really relate to the movie. That's what makes it so classic. Another character, I think, Sean, you might have brought him up, was the narrator. I'm the opposite. I'm not a big fan of narration in movies. However, I feel like in this movie, the narrator is almost like a whole separate character in the film
Yeah.
because he's not just really dumping exposition. He's pulling you into this movie. And he's got all these great like analogies for what's going on and compared to
Yep.
what's happening and what he was thinking as a child back then. So I really like that connection as well. The look of the movie, I know you talked about it being cozy and how you all felt like it was a Christmas movie. And it
So
starts from the
cozy.
beginning. It pulls you into that world. You feel like you're back in the early 40s or whatever. It never feels any modern, but you can relate to it on a modern level. I mean, we all have their stuff. Every time I watch it, I pick up like the plugs where he has all the shit plugged into the plug,
Yeah.
and he's like, things spark are flying. I thought, oh, that's funny, 1940. And then I started to think, behind my TV, there's there's like a plug thing with all kind of plugs stuck to it for all these different things. I'm like, I haven't really changed that much in all these years from 1940 or whatever. So yeah, you could really relate to the world, between the cars and just the way the house is decorated, the clothes everybody wears. It feels like it's in the 40s. So it really pulls you into that environment. The snow, the cold, the Christmas is everywhere. Like you said, it's a cozy movie, a feel-good movie. And the final positive I have for the movie is, yeah, it's got some of the most quotable lines of any movie out there. I mean, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. You could say that. Go into the mall right now and just yell it out, and somebody will respond to that.
Yeah.
Or, double dog dare you, triple dog dare you. What are some other ones that are just classic of this movie? Fragile.
Fragile. Yeah.
It's a prize, a major award. But anyway, we could go on and on. But yeah, that makes this movie rewatchable. It's sort of like going to a concert and hearing your favorite song again. And you just kind of sing along with it. This movie, you watch it again and you quote the quotes, and it makes it a little more fun. So those are all of my positives. Let's go ahead and slide into the negatives of A Christmas Story.
Oh, fudge.
Now, can there possibly be any negatives to this movie? Sean, please tell us, you bitter, bitter young man, how much you hate this movie.
No, I really don't have like any negatives. I'd say if I was gonna say something,
Yeah.
if I was gonna say two things, I'd say some of the humor nowadays is just kind of considered old humor, but I'm not saying it's not funny. Like it's still funny, but I can see certain people being like, "Oh no, like this isn't a funny movie," or "That's a stupid joke," or something like that. But I personally thought it was funny. Just some old humor, but it's not a bad thing. And my last one is I feel like because I didn't grow up watching it, I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys do. Because I mean, it was my first time watching it, so I don't have that nostalgic, emotional attachment to that movie. Like you could say that, like the Polar Express for me, I love the Polar Express.
Oh my God.
Right? I love the Polar Express, and I
Great
feel
movie.
like yeah, and I feel like I grew up watching the Polar Express. So if somebody were to say, "Oh, I've never seen it," I'd probably have the exact same reaction as everybody had when I told them I'd never seen A Christmas Story.
Fair enough.
But
fair enough.
yeah, that's it really. It
All right.
not too many negatives.
All right. These old movies are doing well with my young co-host here, Tyler. You know better than to criticize this movie, but what
I have no
negatives
negatives.
could you possibly have for this?
I have 0 negatives. But I do
Zero
have two
negatives. I
questions.
raised him right.
I
Do you
have
want to
two
do that now, or
questions.
do you want to wait?
Yeah, fuck it, we'll wait.
Okay. All right. I have negatives. Not major
You have
negatives.
negatives?
I know it. It was
That's
tough. I sat there
crazy.
and watched the movie like, what could even when I started watching it, I was like, there's no way I can find anything wrong with this movie. And what I have is very, very minimal. And it actually kind of ties in with Sean's plot synopsis. This is very bare bone plot. This is kid wants toy for Christmas, and then the rest of the movie is just a collection of scenes
Yep.
that we kind of relate to or have fun with that are loosely threaded together by that plot line. And it's
Yep.
very loose. There are points in this movie where I was like, this has nothing to do with what we're trying to get at the end of the movie. And then my only other negative is, and I don't think this is more nitpicks than anything, but this isn't a Christmas message movie. There's really no Christmassy kind of theme to the movie, if that makes sense. Like it's a Christmas movie in, like I said, what it draws you into, and you can relate to all these crazy things that happen. But a lot of Christmas movies, it always seems like, someone doesn't have Christmas spirit, and they go through some shit, and at the end, yay, everybody's got Christmas spirit and is happy. And this one, it just kind of, he wants this toy, and he gets his toy.
Yeah, like if you took out the whole plot of the BB, like if you removed the BB gun from the movie, it'd pretty much be nothing.
Yeah, just
really.
a collection of skits, really.
Yeah.
No.
But it's just they're very, very well done, funny skits. So like I said, it was just that's all I had to struggle to find that. So really, that's all I had for my negatives. So before we get into our final verdicts, Tyler, please fire away with your
2
questions.
So as a parent, how did it feel growing up and giving presents to your kids and then having to act like it was from Santa Claus, but really it was from you?
I hated it. I believe that I would joke with your mother about that. I would be like, here we are at 3 a.m. putting all this shit together, and Santa Claus is going to get all the praise for this.
I've been working my ass off to get these gifts.
We went to the store and chased after all this stuff and wrapped it and did all and hid it in the closet, and I kept them away from it. And now Santa Claus gets all the praise.
And then my last question, what was everybody's favorite Christmas gift?
Oh, that's a good one.
Ever?
Oh my gosh.
Like you woke up that morning and you were like, holy crap, I didn't think I was getting that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Damn, man, I gotta think about that one.
Oh my god. I don't know. I've had a lot of them.
You gotta pick one.
I gotta pick one.
You have to answer
the
my
rules.
question.
I always want to tweak the rules a little bit, just to kind of help myself out. God, my most.
Or if you need to, you can pick top 2, top 3.
Top 3.
I feel like I'd say what my answer to Chris's question at the beginning of this was probably like
Scarlett
a
Johansson?
gaming console. No, a gaming console. And growing up, that was the big thing back in that day.
Oh god,
getting that was mind blowing.
Yeah, I got an Xbox and a drum set.
Yeah, I think my drum set
in one Christmas is nuts.
Would be one of them. The only thing bad about my drum set is I actually got it before Christmas.
Doesn't count then.
So I didn't really have a present at Christmas. I think I had like some CDs or something under the tree, but that was my main, which was fine. I wasn't like a bad because I knew how much that thing cost. But yeah, I love that drum set. A Millennium Falcon. I remember that one I put on my Santa list for many years. That it finally came, and I was like, oh my god, I finally got it.
Nice.
1 year y'all got me Guitar Hero. That was a really good one.
Guitar Hero. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we played the hell out of that.
Yeah. I have it for my PC right now.
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think. Well, I'm just gonna go stop there.
That's good.
I don't want to get too sentimental. I'll start
What
crying.
about you, Tyler?
Oh, that was it. Xbox and drum set in 1 year.
Yeah,
I
that
woke
one
up
Christmas-
and I was like,
That was his
holy
one good
shit.
Christmas. Everything else you don't give a shit about.
That was my favorite Christmas. I remember.
How old were you when you got it?
Oh shit.
Like what Christmas?
11,
What
12?
age were you? 11. Nice.
12, something like that.
Okay.
Probably because I remember Riley was in my room, and we were like, both just giddy for Christmas, trying to, I guess, wait for y'all to wake up, right? So it's like 6 a.m. and I gotta take a leak, and I'm like,
we would all hear you and be like, "Oh God, no."
yeah. Well, from my room, I could
Sweet
see the tree
Jesus.
down the hall,
Yeah.
so I had to turn left to go to the bathroom. And I was trying not to look, but I peeked and I saw a drum set, and I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!
They need to
Get on
wake
the
up right
floor.
now!
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Wake up! Look what Santa brought me!
That's right.
Look what
yes.
Santa brought me!
He woke us up to an amazing rendition of the drum break from "In the Air Tonight." I seem to remember that Christmas.
Did you actually do that?
No, he did not.
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that'd be really cool.
He's not that cool. Don't let him fool you. All right. Well, let's go ahead since we're on a positive high note here. Let's go ahead and give our final verdict for A Christmas Story. Sean, what is your rating? Oh, let me think of something. With 10 being, I don't know. What would you think? 10
10
Red Ryder
10,
BB guns, and a 1 being having your tongue stuck to one frozen pole.
Yeah.
I'd probably give this movie 7.5 Red Ryder BB guns.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not
I
bad.
liked it. It was good. It was really good. Like I said, I just didn't have that attachment to it, but not having it and watching it, I still enjoyed it. I still thought it was funny. I get where all the hype about it comes from.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you feel better now that you're in the know?
Oh, it
So
feels
from
so
here
good.
on out, if somebody makes a reference, you can laugh and be like, "Oh,
And I can say that I've seen it now.
yeah." See, you're free at
I'm
last.
free.
Tyler, what is your verdict?
I'm gonna give it 8 Red Ryder BB guns.
Nice.
I've got the nostalgia. I love the movie, but I could also see if this was my first time watching it, how I would be like, yeah, it was good. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough for it to live up to the hype. I mean, you're talking about what 1983 this came out. That's a lot of hype to have to live up to if you've heard about that your whole life. I mean,
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go 8.5. Yeah, I don't really have much weakness in the movie. What I said is in my negatives was, I mean, I'm just pulling teeth to try to get that. I will buy into the nostalgia, but I also think it's a well-crafted comedy. I think the jokes land. Again, as I said, you can be a kid and watch it and laugh at the kid things, and then you can be a grown-up and sit there right next to watch them and laugh at the grown-up stuff and still have a little bit of nostalgia. So, yeah, overall, come on. It's a Christmas Story.
It's
Got
a
to go
Christmas
high
Story.
with that. It's 8.5. You would be a complete asshole if you came on here and we're like, oh, this is a 2. I'd be like, what the hell? Do you have no heart? All right, so I guess that wraps up this special holiday episode of the Cinematic Travelers pod. What did you all think of A Christmas Story? Does it still live up to the hype? Or are you looking at it through nostalgic glasses? Get in touch with us through our Instagram, which, Tyler, what is it again? I can never remember.
Cinematic Travelers Pod.
There it is. Find us on Instagram. We also have an email address, thecinematictravelers@gmail.com. You could get in touch with us through comments, leave us ratings, let us know how we're doing. Again, follow the show, subscribe to the show. We greatly appreciate it. Go listen to us on Reels of Cinema with our friend Frank as we talk about, like I said, Bob Clark's other Christmas movie, Black Christmas. So you have plenty of opportunities to listen to us on this holiday season. Oh my God, we are in the mood. We are in the giving mood. We have given you all of this entertainment for free. No tariffs, no markups.
No ads.
You don't need any. Yeah, you don't need any coupon. No ads. Yeah, we didn't even get. You don't even get bothered by ads in this thing. So come on, you gotta love the show. So having wrapped everything up, I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to us on this podcast. We tell, I should say, everyone that we know that we've got the smartest and sexiest audience in all the podcast universe. And you know what? We would like to cozy up with you and watch A Christmas Story on the couch, wrapped in a blanket with a nice cup of hot cocoa. Well, Sean can't. He's married. But me and Tyler, we'll do it. We'll be more than happy to volunteer. Now, as you are traveling around on this blue and green ball bouncing through the cosmos, I need you to do, 2 things for me. I need you to load your Red Ryder BB gun and ward off Black Bart. And I also need you to go out and do that voodoo that you do so well. And have a great holiday season. And we'll talk to you after the new year.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Fragile. It must be Italian.